What is going on, everybody? All right, I just wanted to come in and give you guys an update. Since the last call, I went out there to have some lunch with all the homies. I mean, everyone's over. Jaybird's here, of course, as well as Lena. Obviously, Heather and Lottie are here. Angelina brought over Lex and Sophia. They're hanging out with us. Jake Jetzel's in town. Who else we got? We got Timothy Mabry flew in. Who else is here? Obviously, Big Marv and Tasha are here. We got others flying in today, coming by there. They just haven't made it yet. There's a lot of support here. But anyways, I wanted to go out there, hang out with them. We wanted to eat lunch because I'm dying. Obviously, obviously Marv's dying. Motherfucker's been up for like 26, 28 hours. But while we were there, we got to share every update I've been able to produce. I've been able to produce live for you guys. We got to go while we were, cooking, grilling, hanging out, having a couple of beers. We got to share this one with just us, which was like a really cool, nice, intimate setting. But motherfucker, we did it. Number fucking 3, dog. Number fucking 3, best fucking seller. Mind you, this is in a massive, massive category. The only person in front of me, number 1, is the number 1 book in the world currently, is The Power of One Word by my man Ed Milet. Super awesome. And the other one is, honestly, I'm not, no harm, no foul to him. I'm not discrediting him. I just don't know the author or the book at all. But clearly motherfuckers do. This dude's got almost 14,000 reviews. So to be running at the capacity with this book that launched today, the only 2 motherfuckers in front of me has 14,000 views and is the number 1 book in the world now. But we are still shooting. I still got faith we're going to hit number 1 bestseller in one of the categories. But we are pushing. But I wanted to update you guys. We hit number 1 new release in 44 minutes. Then we hit top 10 new releases within 3 hours. And now we are sitting ranked number 3 next to two of the most successful books that I've ever seen. And here we are right there, putting one foot in front of the other. We made it to number 3 within 6 hours. Now, since this last, since the last I clicked, let me just see, bro. Like, y'all have been, it's been insane getting these fucking orders in. Timothy Mabry got one, so we're going back to Texas. Jay Green out of Tennessee. We got Gentry, Tennessee. Chris Ryan, my boy, what up? Tennessee. Erica Lee, we're back to Texas. We got my boy Pedro, we're back in Texas. Sims here in I think he's going to swing through here soon. Ryan Boudwins, we're hitting Minnesota. Isabella, we're going back to Florida. Angelina, obviously homegirl here. Gabriella, we're hitting Oklahoma. Matt Kramer, South Carolina. RJ, my boy, Indianapolis. Christy Haynes, Tennessee. Let's fucking go, guys. We're running this shit the fuck up. If you don't know, now you know. I should probably put the go by yours now. Let's see, boom. Go buy your copies now. Those of you who haven't purchased, www.zachroywilliams.com/one foot in front of the other. Let's motherfucking go. We are shooting for Amazon number 1 bestseller within 24 hours. We hit number 1 new release in 44 minutes. We hit top 10 within 3 hours and top 3 in 6 hours. I genuinely think that we can do it. I can't do it without your guys' help. I did want to give a little shout out to my man Jaybird. Dude got me this blown glass pendant from Hoobs, H-O-B-S. And I think his Instagram's Hoobs Glass. But anyways, he's like one of the best glass blowers in the world, but he rocked it out with one, the OG, the Nike ones. It is the turquoise ROI color and one foot in front of the other. My boy Sean Healy, thank you for contributing, dog. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for buying. I believe you wrote a review. I don't know why you wouldn't, because you're the kind of man to leave a review. But like, yo, guys, this shit is always a team effort here, man. Like it might be my picture on it, it might be my name on it, but this is a dream come true. This is a life goal, guys. Like I get to check off here with you guys a goal, a life goal of mine. Now, what's really cool is like I've developed a book club launch party group on Facebook. It's got 1,500 members now. They got to experience this, got to watch the behind the scenes of us building this book, prepping to release this book, launching this book. And here we are, man. We're finally here. We're sitting at number 3. It's incredible, man. I'm here with an opportunity of a lifetime to make my dreams come true, and hopefully some of y'all get to watch your dreams of a friend of yours or whatever the case is, experience this. And so I just want to thank you guys for being on this journey with me. Like, this has truly been a journey. There's been many obstacles that are coming. That's right, Sean. We coming for that number 1 spot. We're going to get it within 24 hours. That's what we're doing. We got the whole team working on this. We're been marketing this. This has been something that's, there's a lot of people watching this. I got colleagues of mine. I got partners of mine. I've got mentors of mine. I got mentees of mine that are all watching this process to see how it operates, to see how it unfolds. Now, obviously, we're not done just yet. Like, we just started this journey. We just started this relationship. Like, this just happens to be day 1. This happens to be that first foot that we put forward. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. This just happens to be that 1 step, that first step. But we are getting to experience this together. We are getting to share this together. We are getting to start this journey together as you work through the pages of this book. Keep smelling it. This is so real to me. It's so true and genuine. Like, I have a genuine affection for this book because, like, I know I know what all's gone into it, right? So I get the behind the scenes look because I get to know candidly like what went into this and the blood, sweat, and tears and the effectiveness that it's had on my life. But honestly, there's only one person that's read this prior, which is my publisher, and she's read it about 4 or 5 times. And she told me that this is, go read the post she made today. Shout out Hillary Jastrom. She said it's one of the most powerful books that she's ever read. And she said, I'm one of the best writers or storytellers, not writers. I'm one of the best storytellers that she's ever seen. And I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I'm just letting you know, like, the power that's in this and the efficiency and the time I took to develop this into something. This isn't just this is a labor of love. This is a passion project. This is something that I poured my heart and soul into, and that I genuinely believe that God kept me on this earth. He didn't put me on this earth to write this book. He kept me on this book to write the earth to write this book. But she's publisher and publishing house. She runs a publishing house for some of the bigger names in the game, like many authors that you know of. And so I'm not discrediting any of her previous authors or soon to be authors, but I take that compliment to heart. I take that with pride. I take that with conviction to know that, like, I'm not done yet. Like, we're just getting started, that this book is the segue into an incredible future, an incredible legacy that I'm here for, that I was kept here for. And that now I know that, like, we are headed in the right direction, that we are headed for greatness, that we are going to make insane steps on this journey together. And I can't thank you guys enough for being here, being a part of it. But I want to ask you to be a part of it. Like, I can't do this alone. Now, it looks like a selfish ask because I'm asking you to spread the message of my book. And that's not it. This is a not for profit production that we are producing. This book, and you'll see why when you go through the process. Follow the journey, www.zachariawilliams.com/1 foot in front of the other. Sign up, follow the journey with us. All the profits are going to go back to you. Believe it or not, you'll see what I mean. Sign up, and then putting a copy of this in someone else's hand. Like, we are taking all the efforts, all the funds, all the revenue, all the profits that this creates and putting it back out in the world to go out there and leave with impact. There's no hidden agenda here. The hidden agenda is we're going to change the world together by putting one foot in front of the other, one step at a time, taking baby steps. But we're here to go far and not to go fast. And the way to go far is with everyone involved. If I wanted to go fast somewhere, I would do it myself. But I don't care about getting anywhere fast. I care about getting far. I care about the reach. I care about the impact. I care about the legacy that this book itself is going to bring. And the only way I can do that is with your help. And that means liking, commenting, sharing, sending a text message with the URL. I mean, whatever it is in order to get this in front of as many people as we can. Now, again, selfishly, yeah, I'm trying to hit #1 bestseller. That's great. But there's reason behind that is we can have the authority and the credentials and the ability to make these claims that, like, hey, the world knows that this is going to be an impactful book. And you should too. You should look at it. You should read it. You should use this as a tool. You should use this as a blueprint. You should use this as a cheat sheet. You should use this as an opportunity to skip a few steps. This book is not about a bunch of successes. This book is about a bunch of learning opportunities. Situations in my life that I unfortunately had to learn the hard way. Now, with a shift of mindset, I get to say, fortunately, I learned the hard way. And the reason it's fortunate now is it's led me to write this book. It's led me to publish this book, which gives me the opportunity to help save you some steps so that you don't have to learn it the hard way. Now, don't let this book go in vain. Don't let this book go without hitting its true course, which means you've got to pick this up. You have to read it. And then you actually have to do the work that's held within these 208 pages. If you're on 75 hard and reading 10 pages a day, or that's just your daily habit, it'll take you 3 weeks to read this. Okay. I estimate it would take people between 6 and 8 weeks, based on just like average reading schedules, reading abilities, time, how long it takes them to read, having a few hiccups, or not everyone reading a full, 5 or 7 days out of the week. And this book's not hard to read. I would like to consider it edutainment. I would like to consider it the fact that it's going to educate you and entertain you all at the same time. They say that a true sign of an expert or a master is not by explaining super, super complex situations, but taking super, super complex situations and forming them in an easy to understand and digestible way. And I believe I accomplished that. And I'm not, again, none of this is like, woe is me. Look at Zach. This is about, like, I knew that it wasn't about Zach. Like, I knew I could probably have written that book a lot more complex, a lot more complicated, with a lot bigger words, with a lot more aggressive terminology, with a lot, bigger concepts. And I'm not saying that to be any type of way, but I wanted to make sure that I gave this book the opportunity to do itself justice, to be able to penetrate people's lives, their souls, their hearts, and their spirits in a way that really, really moves them, and moves them in a way that they can go on and impact someone else's life. And that ripple effect goes out further and further and further. One of my keynote speeches, I talk about that there is a 90% retention rate when you take information and then you immediately go and educate someone else based off that information. So like for me, it's not that I want all of this information and all this knowledge and all this wisdom to stay locked in these pages. Take this, read it, learn those lessons, and then go teach someone else it, or give it to someone else. But the hack here is that you actually teach it to someone. You actually consume this enough inside of yourself that you can then go regurgitate it to someone else. And when you do that, you will have a 90% retention rate. Now, this obviously applies to all books. That's just a straight statistic. But I want you to use that same tenacity and drive and desire with the information that's in this book. Selfishly, yeah, it's my book. What do you fucking do? But it's because I know the power that's in this book. I know what it holds. I know what it can do. And I want you to help me selfishly and selflessly, to be honest, because I know that what this can provide for other people. I know this can help impact the world in such a massive way, but I can't do it just by myself. Now, shit, what we've accomplished already today, 44 minutes hitting #1 new release, within 3 hours hitting top 10, within 6 hours hitting top 3. I can't do that alone. I didn't do that alone. Not only do I have an entire team here at this Airbnb helping me out, helping run everything, back-end developments, all the automations, everything that you see as you sign up, but just the full support and helping share the message, liking, commenting, engaging on these, being able to leave 5-star reviews, actually completing the purchase. I can't force anyone to do that. I can't force my way. You can't buy your way into top 10 or top 3. It doesn't work. I could go out there and buy 5,000 copies right now myself. It's not going to make any difference. It would not put me in the top 10, top 3, or even top 1,000 ranking. It makes no difference. So everything that you see here is because of the ecosystem that we're building. It's because of the team that we're building. It's because of the breed that we're creating. We are coming together to create a rare breed here. People that understand that everything that you accomplish in life can be broken down into just putting one foot in front of the other. And the 6 chapters, the 6 lessons in this book are going to show you exactly how to do that, are going to break it down for you guys. It's insane here. I mean, I can't tell you how impactful just the forewords are to myself. I even go into in the preface and about the authors and give you a true definition of like who I am. I let you see into my life, and the lessons that are in these pages are some of the most impactful things that have ever happened in my existence. And the reason we launched it today was because it's the 10-year anniversary of my motorcycle wreck, which is an insanely powerful story in and of itself. And that's not for me. That's not for me to say. That's just what I've heard. And I've gotten so dull to the impact of telling your story because it's my story. I'm so used to it. It's my regular life. It's what I know. There's no life outside of the life that I'm living. So everything that's, no pun intended, but everything that's written on the inside pages of that book, it's my story. It's what I know. And so for some of you that's listening to this right now or watching this or whatever the case is, may think similarly, may think that your life, it's regular. Everyone goes through it because it's It's your story. You know no different. And I'm here to let you know that the stuff that you've dealt with, the stuff that you've accomplished, the stuff that you've pioneered through, the stuff that you've won over are things that can go on to make massive, massive waves. And that ripple effect can be insane. And you have the same opportunity to do this. Obviously, chapter 1 is one foot in front of the other. It's there's a few stories in there, and there's some action steps, and there's some explanations, but there's going to be a massive lesson and opportunity in there for you to just start becoming 1% better every day, knowing that this is your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth opportunity at life. Like what would you do if you were told tomorrow that if you didn't start becoming 1% better every day, that you would no longer be here? What does your life look like? And then, chapter 2 is called Make Your Own Lane. And it's stop trying to force yourself into someone else's lane. You need to start focusing on building your own lane. Trust me, I learned that lesson. All these lessons I learned the hard way. And it wasn't until I realized that when you make your own lane, that you can go as far and as fast as you want. And that chapter is going to break all that down for you. Then we get into Crew Made for chapter 3. There's no fucking thing. There's no truth behind being self-made. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. There's not. Point out one person in this entire world that's self-made and I'll call you a liar. There's no way to be self-made. You've got to involve other people. You got to treat other people correctly, and you've got to have a strong crew around you. So that's what Crew Made's about. Then we get into someone better than you has it worse. Now that is an intense statement for a lot of people, and that's aggressive, and I get it, but I also don't give a fuck. It is got a very specific point. There's a very specific reason why it's in this book, and I genuinely think that chapter alone, as insane of a thought process is going to be one of the most impactful chapters for a majority of people. And then we have Dream Life. Now, the Dream Life program is one that I created that's now my keynote speech. I talk about your pre-dream dream, which is an intense mental state that you get in, and how to use that to build your dream life. It's one that I care enough about to be able to speak for 45 minutes from stage about, and I've seen that speech change people's lives. So I knew that this book could not be written without that chapter in there. Yo, what's going on? Shout out. Who we got? Jason Colley. We're going back to Florida, baby. Appreciate you for picking up a copy. If you haven't bought a copy yet, ZachariahWilliams.com/one foot in front of the other. Sign the fuck up. We're going to run through this, guys. We're hitting #1 bestseller today within 24 hours of dropping. And then lastly, we have Good People Don't Rob Banks. That's a pretty crazy accusation, right? What do you mean? Evelina, when you coming over? My fellow Las Vegas homie. That's the thing. That's a crazy, crazy, crazy concept to talk about. And it sounds so elementary, but when you read that chapter, you're actually going to see why I saved that chapter for the end. There's I'm not going to say I almost incriminated myself because I didn't, but there's a very insane reason why that's saved for last. But the lesson about good people don't rob banks, there's people in this world that can look like the same person sometimes. One's a good person and one's a bad person. They can walk the same, they can talk the same, they can act the same. But the ulterior motives behind those actions can be widely different from each other. And the ulterior motives and the selfish tendencies. And that lesson alone, it was a hard one for me to learn. I mean, I don't want to give away the chapter or anything because it was saved to be the last chapter for a reason, but it was quite impactful. And whether we call it a straw that broke the camel's back or what have you, but it was insane. It was intense. And it was something that like was a lesson that went down that hurt me quite a bit. And if I had read this book or a book like it, I probably could have not experienced that level of pain. Now, I would go back to experiencing everything that I ever experienced inside this book all over again, just to be right here where I am today, helping impact people's lives like I am now. Now, I'm no martyr or anything, and I don't ever want this book to be that, but there's some lessons that are gut wrenching for some people. There's some, and every time I talk about this, I always kind of go back to like, well, I've been told for 10 years I need to write a book. Some people have seen me experience all of this that's inside this book. And I don't want you to think that this is this isn't an autobiography. This isn't a documentary about my life. There's lessons in here that I discuss where I give stories in my own life to give me an authority on why I feel like I can speak on the topics. But then there's also perspectives from other people's viewpoints, showing you that it's not just me. It's not all about me. It's just the fact that this can happen to anyone else too. And everyone thinks, oh, not me, not me, not me. It won't be me, won't be me, won't be me until it's you. Now you're stuck up shit creek without a paddle. This is your paddle. This is your life raft. This is the opportunity that you don't even end up Shit's Creek at all. You can read the pages and not get anything out of it, or you can just never read it or never take action. But this book is worthless until you actually put it into action, until you actually shift that mindset, till you actually take control of your life and start becoming that better version of yourself, the best version of yourself, actively working on becoming 1% better each and every day. Now, I get pretty aggressive with one of my explanations of what that means, right? And it's the compounding interest. And it's, you know, if you were to become 1% better every day, you would end up being 37 times better version of yourself in 1 year. And it's because of the compounding effect of those wins, that 1% better each and every day. So if you were to take that and expand that some of my mentors talk about your pain threshold or your pain horizon or your whatever the case is on how far out you're willing to deal with some of this stuff or put in the work or whatever the case is. What does that look like? And the longer you put that out, the further you put that out, the bigger and better those rewards are going to be, right? So the difference in you like focusing on who you're going to be in 1 year after being 1% better each and every day versus 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 7 years from now, 10 years from now is vastly different. And, you know, I can't remember the exact number. I made a post about it one time, and when it circulates, I'll reshare it. It was a great post and it put things into perspective for a lot of people. But due to compounding interest, it's not that, oh, okay, at the end of 1 year, if I focus on becoming 1% better each and every day, I'm 37 times better than where I am currently. That just because we're going to put out 10 years doesn't mean you just slap a zero behind it and it's now all of a sudden magically I'm going to be 370 times better version of myself in 10 years. Due to the compounding interest, the compounding wins, that 1% better each and every day grows to some like massive, it's like 4 trillion something. It's an astronomical number. And I was talking about it earlier on one of the live views is like, if you start thinking about time in frame of like completing some of your goals, because this book was written 10 years from one of the most catastrophic days of my entire life. Cold, bleeding out in the middle of one of the most insane, busy streets in one of the most dangerous cities in the United States. 10 years to get to where I am from there. If you had asked me 10 years ago, the day before, not even the day before, this happened at sunset. So somewhere around probably 6:30 in the afternoon. If you had asked me at 5:30 if I would knew where I am today in 10 years, I would have laughed at you. And the thought of that is like, what if I'd gotten asked on that day, hey, in 10 years from now, if I could promise you, if I could guarantee you to be successful at XYZ, would you do it? Absolutely, yes. We would all say yes to be for however many percent times better than where we are currently, 100%. But it comes with a price tag. That price tag is focusing on becoming 1% better every day. Do you have what it takes? If I told you right now, what's up, Chance Wolves? If I told you right fucking now that I could promise you anything you wanted, in 10 years, I'd give it to you. I mean, how many of us would raise our hands? And if I said, all right, cool, there's a price to it. You're like, bro, I don't care. What's the price? I'll do whatever it takes. I'll pay whatever it takes. The payment's 1% better every day. Just wake up, become 1% better. I tell people all the time. Yeah, I get asked because I'm in a highly competitive market. I'm in a few highly competitive markets. Shout out Cross Country Wellness. Shout out Dang Vodka. Shout out ROI Marketing Firm. Shout out ROI Amazon Program. Shout out all of them. They're all competitive. And I get asked, who's my competition? My competition is two people. My competition is the motherfucker I was yesterday and the motherfucker I'm going to be tomorrow. That's my competition. I don't give a fuck about anyone else that considers me to be competition or people would consider to be competition of mine. I got two people. The person I was yesterday that I need to be better than, and the person tomorrow that I'm preparing to be. It's me, that motherfucker in the mirror. And, there's a lot that goes into that mindset. And there's a lot that goes into preparing to be that kind of person, to be that beast that's inside of me, to uncage that beast. And when you read the book, you'll understand the reference. But honestly, I could tell that there was a beast inside of me waiting to get out. And I just had to feed the beast correctly so that I could then go on and live that life that I needed to live to be able to leave the legacy that I wanted to leave. And this is now part of it. I mean, I hate to say this, but like if I died today, I now have a legacy to live. These books are going to go on and live longer than I am. That's a very hard concept for me to wrap my head around, considering this is my second chance of life. I don't like thinking that things outlive me or this or that, because I've had that brush of death. I've stared into death's eyes literally 10 years ago today. And I now have something that's going to live on longer than me. Man, I don't want to, I'm not here to give up. I'm not giving up on life. I've got a fucking amazing wife. I got an incredible, before I finish that, before I check that, I got an incredible daughter. I have massive reasons for being here. But my legacy's starting to pave its way. This gets to outlive me now. But I need y'all's help for that. Thomas Bennett, what's going on? We are going to Massachusetts, baby. Let's go. Thank you. So if you're watching this right now, help me out, bro. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's lock arms. Let's trailblaze this. Let's change the course of the future. Let's help this next generation out. Let's save our generation. I don't care what generation you're in. We all work together. We can do this, but it's about spreading positivity. It's about creating solutions and not problems. There's a problem in this world that this is a solution for. There's a lot of them. Now, I'm not saying that I'm doing God's work, and I'm not saying that I'm some scholar, and I'm not saying that I'm a disciple, but this stuff, man, my conviction was heavy on this. The amount of work I did to get here, and not just because, like, I'm not someone that procrastinates stuff like this. I want to get this off my plate as quickly as possible. I want to get this off my chest, especially when we knew that there was a due date, the 10-year anniversary of my wreck. I've been grinding to get this done for almost a year now. We're talking from the get-go. Sleepless nights, early mornings, all hands on deck calls, you name it. This book is no joke. This book is going to go down in history. I just want you to be a part of that history. I want you to be able to say that you bought one on opening day. You helped Zach get #1 new release within 44 minutes, get top 10 bestseller within 3 hours, get top 3 bestseller within 6 hours. Look, I just got another order right now. Nick Healy, we going to Florida. Jihad Webb, we back in Tennessee. Y'all are a part of this journey. Y'all are a part of this history. I mean, that literally just came in. I mean, we've been watching these all day long. Come in. Orders coming in. Chance Voiles, boom. Live on this call, we're getting these. Y'all go to ZachROIWilliams.com/one foot in front of the other. This shit right here is what changes people's lives. The support system, the spreading the positivity. Listen, guys, but this book is, I told my team, I wouldn't be here without them. I mean, chapter 3 is crew made. I lay it out that you have to have a crew, you have to have a team. And that doesn't mean employees. That doesn't mean contractors. That doesn't mean family, blood. That means you need to have a crew, dog. You need to have people around you that support you and that fuck with you in a way that take your mission as their mission. People that have been watching these videos all day long, you can see my heart. You can see where my head's at. I hope. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. You can see that, like, this isn't a vanity metric for me. I'm honored to be where we're at. Don't get me wrong, but this is not something to go change my Instagram bio over or Facebook bio. I mean, granted, I probably will because let's fucking go. But like, you know, this is about the actual, like, if this changes one person's life, it's all worth it. Like, not that I'm gonna claim that, but if someone can claim that, someone can internally look at themselves and the path that their life has been on and the path and the direction that it's going because of this book and all the tools that's associated with this. I mean, there's so much inside of this. This is not a book, guys. This is a tool. We got QR codes inside of here throughout the book. We got specific, look at this. We got QR codes inside of here. We've got specific strategies for you to follow. We have specific action plans to give you to help dial your life in, to take your life to the next level. And I even show you in one of those QR codes that takes you to a training that shows you that everything you want in life can be broken down into a mathematical equation. Now, it all changes. Typically, I mean, let's just think about it. If you needed to lose 100 pounds in a year, What does that look like? What's that calorie deficit look like that you need to be in for how many days, for how long? You can literally break that down into a trackable KPI, key performance indicator. You get to directly see what you've got to do with every aspect of your life. I teach you to take an internal look into your own heart and soul and see what it is that you truly want. Not in your head what you think you want. Mind you, I said think that you want, but in your heart what you know you want. How do you take a reflection? How do you take a look into who you are to your core and think about what you've got to do to make sure that you become that greatest version of yourself? But the pathway to get there is to put one foot in front of the other. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. It's about this, putting one foot in front of the other. It's an action step, literally. Got to take action to do that. To move your foot, you've got to do that. Only you can do that. It's an action item that only you can do. This is going to give you all of those. I'm telling you, who's listening to me right now? Drop in the comments. Let me know who you are. And you better had bought you a fucking book. And you're going to do that by going to ZachROIWilliams.com/one foot in front of the other. I'm here for y'all, guys. I need your help, though. We're shooting for #1 bestseller. That's a today thing, right? That's our goal today. Our 10-year goal is to impact millions. What's going on, baby? I don't know who sent all the rock out signs. I don't know who that is. Unfortunately, Facebook didn't pick up your name, or StreamYard didn't pick up your name. Heather, my boo's in here. She's still watching with me. She's been rocking with me all fucking day long. The support that woman has given me, not only her, but our little princess Lottie, even though she's been wild, wondering why daddy's been working all day long the way I have been when all our friends are here. Shout out everyone here. See you tomorrow. Ice baby. What's up? Chance. That was a good time. Who said see you tomorrow? StreamYard ain't picking your names up, but I appreciate y'all. Boogie laying in bed watching, Heather's laying in bed watching. It's been an incredible journey. We're Julian, my boy Julian. Oh yeah, we're gonna see you tomorrow, homie. You and Michelle. It's gonna be a good time. This journey, I talked about it in one of the earlier lives. Sean Knapp, what's going on, brother? Get your copy now, baby. Stream shared. Thank you, Chance. I don't know. We're gonna pull up another we're gonna do one last recap call here in a little bit. Give it some time. Amazon takes forever to update, so I know we announced that we hit #1 new release within 44 minutes, top 10 within 3 hours, and top 3 within 6 hours. We could have hit those sooner. Who knows? Amazon takes forever to update. So our goal, I don't want to be one to make any excuses or anything. So our goal is to be able to announce that we hit #1 within 24 hours. So here, we're going to take a break here in a second. We're going to be doing a recap call here in a little bit to make sure this dude's been streaming longer than some of y'all work. Go buy his book. Oh my God. Who said that? What's your name? For some reason, StreamYard's not populating that, but that's fucking absolute savage. And I love it. But we're here, guys. We're going to let Amazon catch up for a second. I'm going to spend some time with some of the people that flew into me, bro. We had a motherfucker flying early from out of the country to be here and be a part of this. And, I'm not saying that I'm any person worth doing that over, but I appreciate, what's up, Stu, my guy, Stu Segura. Shout out Uncaged. Stu's inside of Uncaged. Y'all going to learn about that Uncaged and that Uncaged lifestyle when you read the book. You also hear about my lovely wife's group, Unleashed. That's an incredible, guys. I'm telling you, this, I don't do this alone. This might be my fucking well, it's the back of my face. It's the back of my head on this book. But you know what this is really about is all three of us. It's about these motherfuckers right here in this picture, right? And my fucking incredible wife launched Unleashed, and I mean within just a couple of months, very few months, she had over 1,000 members. She's up to 13, 14, 1,500. And the reason I don't know the exact number isn't because I'm unattentive. It's just because it's growing that rapidly. It's hard to keep up. So I'm super proud of her. She's changing lives. I'm changing lives. And it feels weird and egotistical to say that, but the proof's in the pudding. I've seen people, I've heard the comments, I've heard the voice messages, I've seen the notes, the text messages, heard the voice notes, the whole 9 yards. Vocally heard it, seen it written, you name it. And so this is the mission we're on, and we're making history right here, right now. I mean, the fact that we're sitting at number 3 right now under 2 of the biggest books I've ever known. Now, I know I admitted earlier on the call that the book that's sitting in position 2, I've never heard of them, but this dude's sitting in almost 14,000 reviews. So that in and of itself is unfathomable, is incredible. I now have a new goal to achieve, right? Like it gives me, it's my 4-minute mile, right? Like, so let's shoot for 15,000 reviews. I can't only do that. It's going to take some time. I'll have to see when that book was published. But, other than that, Ed Milet, who's actually mentioned in this book, one of the book that is beating me right now is mentioned in this motherfucker. The speech, The Power of One More is mentioned in this motherfucker. There's levels to this shit. I'm not trying to jump ahead. I want to earn my stripes and get there. But the way I do that is help lead with value, give you guys the information, the education that you need to help change your life, and at least just put one foot forward, one foot in front of the other in a positive direction so that we can continue to impact each other's lives. Because again, I've said it multiple times that rising tide lifts all boats. So, as we all become better individually, the better we will all become collectively. And then the better we all are collectively, the better we all will be eventually, individually rather. And what I mean by that is they say if you're the average, and not when they say like a stereotypical, just like Pinterest quote, but it's statistically proven in multiple areas of your life that you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. So if you think about that, and let's think that you are the weakest link in that group of 5 because they're focused on themselves and they are rubbing off on you, that will help you grow if you are the average of the 5, right? And then likewise, if you're the weakest link, they're only going to pull you up. Not only that, is if you are constantly focusing on becoming a better version of yourself, you are helping bring the average of the 5 people that you're around up because you're pouring back into them. They're watching you. You're going to read in my book about my mentor mentee and peer program and what that looks like and how that mindset adapts. That's a prime example. So, this is something that I truly believe in. The better we all are individually, the better we all will be collectively. The better we all are collectively, the better we all will be individually. A rising tide lifts all boats. Tell you guys, this stuff's super powerful. And I want you to be cognizant of who you surround yourself with. I want you to be focused on who the people in your life are that share the same, if they share the same mission as you, if they share the same core values that you do. Mind you, that actually live their core values and don't just fucking say they're their core values. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Having a supportive life will literally change your life. I'm living it now. Proud of you, brother. I could not agree more. I couldn't do this without Heather. I wouldn't do this without Heather. She's a part of my story. She's a part of who I am. not to get too religious on you guys, but like, in the Bible, when you talk about getting married, you become one. And you may or may not believe that, and that may or may not be the fact because you are or are not living a religious lifestyle, and that's fine. Listen, I'm not the cookie cutter Christian. I say fuck way too much and talk about eating ass all the time, dog. It is what it is. I give zero fucks about it. But if there is one thing that I do correctly, is my relationship with my wife, and is also now my relationship with my daughter, who is now my second priority. I would not be who I am today without them. And literally, I wouldn't be the man I am today. They are a part of me, and I represent that in all areas of my life. Now, I'm not here to say any type of way, but one of the things, and I'm actually surprised I haven't talked about this on one of the earlier lives we did. We kind of mentioned something about this because I've only known him for 3 or 4 months, right? Chance, my kid saved my life. Evelina, hi, Heather Williams. Hey, Evelina, you better drink some Red Bulls or some Monsters, because Saturday night you come into the Brew Dog rooftop for your boy, the book signing event. Chance, my boy said, babe, I don't know what emojis you use, but I'm just gonna, they're probably eggplant emojis, you freak. No, I'm just kidding, I love you. My boy Nathan said, I got mine. Evelina gonna get hers tomorrow. Let's fucking go. I gotta be a little bit quieter on this live because Lottie's taking a nap. Hey girl, hey. Sounding like a Valley girl. Never heard of a Cajun Valley girl. But anyways, my sweet crying face, but you ruined it. Damn, man. Like you can cry on this dude. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, before I get too distracted in the comments, I wanted to kind of say that we started to talk about this some with Jake, and then obviously got distracted. Girl, we start at 6:00. You better come get you some of those rooftop sunset pictures, and you can run. I'm not ruining all your stuff today, babe. Anyways, y'all are distracting me. I love it. We talked about where we started to get into this, and then we got distracted. But I talk about this a lot on my channel or on interviews. But one of the things I pride myself in is that I'm the same online as I am offline. I'm the same on stage as I am in the green room. I'm the same as I'm out at a bar drinking with my boys as I am in front of my wife and daughter. Now, obviously respectfully of other people and their teaching and their kids and this and that, I need to start watching what I do and don't say in front of Lottie. As soon as we landed in Vegas, Heather made a Jaybird said, hey, where do you want to go for lunch? And Heather was like, I don't care. I just need a fucking beer. And Lottie looked over and she goes, a fucking beer? So we're watching that. But outside of that, like, I talk about the same kind of stuff in front of my wife and daughter because I involve them in everything. They know who I am. I am transparent and authentic. I'm not going to be some type of way in front of you as I would in front of your girl, as I would in front of your best friend, your mom, this, that, whatever. I'm not going to be the same in front of my wife and daughter as I am behind their back. I'm not going to be the same or pardon me, different. Like, I'm not going to be different. I can't tell you how many times I've seen this happen where we will be in an event. You got this guru or this self-proclaimed, whatever you want to call them, leader that will get on stage and get all dressed up in a specific clothing that is not who they are, or at least who they want to be. And they'll talk to them improper, and they'll fucking be all elegant, and they'll just be, minding their professional appearance. And they'll get off stage and they'll go talk about what bitches they're going to go fuck at the club and how fucked up they're going to get and this and that. Or, they might have a whole ass wife at home. I can't tell you how many times I see that. And it's always funny because they'll come try and shake up with me or this or that, talking about motherfucker, this, that, whatever, because they know that that's how I talk. And then all of a sudden they'll see someone that doesn't know that side of them and they'll shrivel up like a fucking schoolgirl. and start looking all around, wondering who the fuck they just ruined their reputation in front of. I don't gotta do that, dog. I go to sleep just fine every night because ain't none of you motherfuckers gonna catch me in a fucking lie. Ain't none of you gonna get me caught up in some shady shit. That's not the fucking way I operate. Have I been dealt some fucking bad cards along the way? Have I been uh, have I gotten fucked up and hemmed up with some deals? And unfortunately, some people got burned by it. Yeah. But go find any of those motherfuckers and they will be the ones to tell you. You hear all these motherfuckers chirping and bumping them gums that don't have not a damn thing to do with it, running their fucking mouth, trying to run my goddamn name through the mud. Don't listen to them. Go find the motherfuckers that are actually involved and see what their opinion of me is and hear how I'm doing everything to make it right and how I've done everything. Now, mind you, I'm not trying to like blow up my ego or this or that or act like I'm some type of way, but just letting you know, like I go to sleep well every night because I know I'm out here trying to push positivity. I'm trying to look at solutions and not problems. I can't tell you how many instances I can talk about being sitting at tables with some of these leaders that some people look up to, and unfortunately they ain't who they make themselves out to be. Money can only get you a certain type of way till the world finds out who the fuck you are and what you do or don't do to get your money or get where you're at. That's why I'm no longer worried about paying to be at someone else's table. I'm building a fucking table with motherfuckers that act like me, walk like me, talk like me. I'm building my current table. We are building the next generation of all of this that are building this on true core values, on a true mission to lead with impact, to lead with education, to leave this world a little bit better than we found it, to collectively become 1% better as a whole, therefore individually becoming 1% better as a person. Day in and day out. I feel like I'm at church about the Holy Ghost. Listen, dude, I love this. This is what I'm here for. This stuff's not easy, man. It's hard work. This book, everything about this launch, none of it. I made the joke the other day. I'm going to write a book about writing the book. All the headaches we encountered, all the fucking roadblocks, all the obstacles, all the objections from people, all the people that we ran into that just ain't got the work ethic that me and my crew do, that don't have the balls. What up, Brent? They don't have the balls to fucking put in the effort that me and the homies and the crew and everyone involved at ROI and Automation Goat, and it's what we do in our FOC that they got. It's not been easy. But that outcome is what makes it all worth it. And it seems really weird to think about, like, at the end of the day, and they don't even have to tell me. Jake made a comment about it earlier that, like, the one person in this world that this is probably going to have the most impact on, I'll never meet or I'll never hear from. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And I mean, obviously, I would love to hear those success stories, but this mission is about a bigger purpose than me, or making me feel better, or not building my personal brand or anything like that. Thanks, Brent. I appreciate you, brother. It's about impact. And it's about, I kind of, if you want to put this image in your head, you think about one foot in front of the other. And not that, this isn't like, oh, well, Zach, you should never look backwards. But like, the image on the cover, the whole concept of putting one foot in front of the other if you're closing your eyes. And I want you to, like, the image that's on this cover it's me because I'm the one who wrote this book and I'm the one who designed this all. But like, this is like an image in your head that, like, if you were to close your eyes and see this book cover, but you're the image on it, thinking about taking that one foot in front of the other. If you look closely, you're walking down a road. But if you close your eyes and you embody yourself and put yourself in those shoes, and you're focused on that forward momentum and that goal and those dreams that you have, if you were to turn around for a second and look back at those footprints that you left, when you always hear about like, oh, those are big shoes to fill, or I'd hate to have to follow in those footsteps. I want you to think about this psychology and this mentality of, I want you to be leaving footprints behind you that are so motherfucking big that no one else can fucking fill them. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean to you if I'm telling you, like, if you get something out of this, I want you to be leaving an impact on this world that's so big that there's no one else that can leave one or fill those shoes of yours. That's my objective with all this. My objective is to leave footprints so big no one else can fucking fill them. And I don't mean that egotistically. I mean that with conviction. I mean that with a passion of like, I feel some type of way about what I know and what I've envisioned and what I've dreamed and what I've prayed for that this book's going to go on to do. So I'm about to hop off here and take some time to go celebrate with the homies. Like I said, guys, we set some records here. We started some history. We got people noticing us. We hit, number one new release within 44 minutes. We hit top 10 within 3 hours. We hit top 3 within 6 hours. I don't know. We might be sitting number one right now. Who knows? I don't know. It's going to take Amazon a while to catch up. I'm about to pee myself. I'm gonna go hang out with the homies. Bro, I've been drinking this water. Go check in on some of these automations. Make sure some of you motherfuckers are actually leaving reviews after you make a purchase. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Chance. Celebrate with the wife and kiddos. Let's go. I'm gonna be back on here to do another live here in a couple hours to give you guys a recap of what we found out, what our standings look like, how far we are, what we've done, what we haven't done, what we need to do to get where we're going. We're still, no matter what, we're shooting for number one Amazon bestseller within 24 hours. Number one. Feel like the homies. Get in here, Jay-Bird. It's like the homies in the fucking locker room. We're like, number one. We're a bunch of fucking idiots. Y'all smell like some fucking straight up dank ass. We are in Las Vegas, I guess. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, especially the ones that have been sitting here watching all these lives all day long. We've been rocking and rolling since 7:45. Oh shit, it's 4:45. What was that? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh shit, has it really been 9 hours? Damn, bro, we've been putting in work today, baby. It's been 36 for Big Marv. We're going to hit Big Marv with a tranquilizer, make him go to sleep. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I'll see you on the next update. We'll talk soon.